Hello, welcome to Sustainable Nutrition Exchange with Kerry. Today we're talking with Jordan Miller, who's the Strategic Marketing Director for Kerry's Proactive Health business. Welcome, Jordan.
Hi, Damien. Happy to be here.
Great, thank you. Jordan, this area of functional food and proactive health, could you lay out to us what the landscape looks like right now in terms of customers, competitors, new technology? What's actually happening? How should we understand this market at the end of 2021?
Well, Damien, I'd say, it's certainly an exciting market at the moment. We've seen that consumers certainly have become increasingly proactive in how they're addressing their health through nutrition, and they're reaching for products like supplements and functional foods and beverages that are backed by ingredients supported by science. I would say this isn't a new trend. I mean, consumers have been on this trajectory of becoming more proactive towards their health, but the recent pandemic has certainly accelerated that trend and driven consumers to try new functional products that they maybe haven't before. But the market is certainly growing and building scale. I mean, we know from a functional food and beverage standpoint, that's going to be a $300 billion market in the coming years. Supplements are going to reach 180 billion. But when we think about wellness overall on a global scale, I mean, it's over $1 trillion market. So there's incredible choice for consumers today. And for them, it's about trying to find the product that meets the need states that they're trying to address and supporting their health and wellness. So in Kerry, we've done quite a bit of consumer research to get to the bottom of what is most important to consumers. So my team, we did a study earlier this year looking at 13,000 consumers to really understand what are the health areas that they're prioritizing. Unsurprisingly, I think we know today that immune health is number one for them, but that's followed by things like bone and joint health, digestive health, cardiovascular health. But today we are also seeing a big rise in need states that are impacted or adjacent to the pandemic, things like stress or sleep, and energy as well.
Mhm. Um, when you say $1 trillion, that's a that's a lot of money. $300 billion, even that's a lot of money. Um, COVID, as you say, has obviously played part of this. But what would be the other two or three drivers of this market as you would see it in your part of the business?
I do see it as it goes back to that proactivity behavior. So we
Yeah.
see consumers today like they want to maintain good health and wellness today. So they want to be able to incorporate a supplement into their lifestyle or a snack or a beverage that helps support a specific functional area of their health. And they want to take that regularly so that they don't have to deal with something after the fact. So today's consumers aren't waiting until they're suffering from a specific ailment and they're trying to treat it. They're actually trying to say, how can I be proactive for the long term and incorporate things into their lifestyles to address those now and into the future?
Yeah. That proactivity is kind of interesting, but that suggests that it's a certain group of customers that maybe are specialists themselves in this area or have a lot of knowledge about it. Is there for the majority of the market, is there a driver for this beyond proactivity?
I think when we look at the food market today or food and beverage market, it's certainly in flux and highly dynamic. And what I see is that the industry is desperate for innovation, right?
Yeah.
So you've got brands out there that are pressured with, rising costs and complex supply chain issues. And they're looking for ways to be innovative and grow sustainably, as well as command a premium for their products.
Mm.
So as we've seen kind of health and wellness move to this center stage in the past couple years, this whole area around functionality and the addition of health benefits into foods has really been a key growth platform. And I'd say we've observed, I mean, you look at large, legacy CPG companies out in the market, they're out there both acquiring these kind of fast growing health and wellness brands, but they're also trying to reinvent their portfolios to address these new consumer needs.
Mm.
The same goes on the retail landscape. We see, grocers and retailers across the globe, they're looking to add more into their stores and have more of these functional products on their shelves to meet consumer needs. So think whether that's, probiotic juices or bars or aisles of immune health supplements, is that's what consumers are looking for. And if we look back into the past, that may have been relegated to your, specialty or natural health retailers, but that's not the case. I mean, this dynamic is happening across the spectrum from, Walmart to Costco up to Whole Foods.
Yeah. I'm interested in the maybe if we could talk a little bit more about the kinds of challenges that your customers are coming to you with. Of course, they need an innovation. Of course, they need innovation at price points. But what kinds of specific challenges are they coming to you with?
So I would see our customers, I mean, they're challenged in a few ways. One is around rapid innovation, right? They see what's happening in the market. They know that their consumers have a variety of needs and health and wellness priorities that they're trying to address. But oftentimes they don't know how to actually make that happen, right? You know, what technology should they be using? Is this even possible in a specific application? So there's probably, I mean, there's two areas that I would see when we think about, you know, how do we take our portfolio that we have in Kerry, which is a suite of branded science-backed health ingredients, and actually get this into, you know, food and nutrition products. You know, one is around it's around value. I mean, these are premium, high quality ingredients, and when you look at the ingredient market, there's a spectrum again, right? There's a lot of things out there that could support your immune health or digestive health, but um, they range in, you know, quality. They range in the science that supports them. Our ingredients are branded, which makes them unique. So there's a range of ingredients that have brand support or not. And there's also a spectrum of the supplier relationship when we think about who's going to be the right partner in creation and development. Our customers that are coming to us that are hungry for this type of portfolio, they recognize the value proposition of utilizing an ingredient that's backed by science,
Yeah,
and working with a customer like Kerry who can really support them through that end-to-end creation process.
yeah,
We see that, you know, these type of branded health and wellness ingredients, they build credibility in a finished product, right? And that's a challenge for brands today because consumers are still skeptical. They want to know, does this actually work? You know, can I trust the claim that's being made on the package? So, you know, our offering around health enhancing ingredients that are backed by multiple clinical studies means that our customers can then go to market with basically the conviction and the confidence that what they're delivering to their consumer is going to be high value, it is going to work, and it's something that ultimately they could command a higher price point for. The second challenge would be awareness, both at the customer and consumer level. So, as I mentioned, you know, consumers or brands are craving these functionality, but not everyone necessarily knows that Kerry has this full portfolio of products that can help them meet their range of human health needs. But then on the consumer side, there's the spectrum of awareness of both the technology and the brand. So when we look at something like take probiotics, for instance, there's been a huge runway of growing awareness, and consumers are clear now today, you know, I know what a probiotic is and what it can do for me, but there's other ingredients that they may not be as clear. So we have an onus on ourselves in the industry to help build that education and awareness at the consumer level. So as our customers, the brands are developing products, when
yeah,
they put that onto the market, consumers connect with that.
yeah. I think I really like your point about the education of the consumer piece. It seems to me that that's crucial. So, how do you overcome this challenge of selling scientifically based ingredients which are good for you, which have been scientifically proven to be good for you? How do you sell science to consumers in the 21st century?
Sure. I mean, consumers are skeptical and rightfully so. But if I go back to, I mentioned the consumer research that we've done, I mean, we have found that they are more motivated to buy a product after they see that scientific study that supports whatever benefit. Um, Today's consumers are self-educating. They want more information about the products, the nutritional value, you know, where did this ingredient come from? What is it? You know, do I recognize it? And is it supported by scientific data? But we have a job to do, at least on our end in marketing, is building that awareness of the science and translating it into a way that a consumer can understand, which ultimately builds that kind of confidence and credibility and trust for them. You know, one of the ways that we found that's very effective in doing so is using health and wellness influencers. And so for us, you know, we are working to utilize someone that has a trusted following already, whether that's a mom blogger or a sports nutrition lifestyle blogger, and utilizing them to translate that message around the science of our ingredients, that they are safe, they're efficacious, and showing how they incorporate it into their daily lives. And ultimately, their following latches onto their message, and the awareness builds from there.
Kerry's mission today is a mission of sustainable nutrition for 2 billion people on the planet. What do we have to do to get 2 billion people across the entire world to engage with these principles of science-based nutrition?
Right. So, I mean, it's the industry is evolving, it's growing. I think, we're getting to the point where functionality is becoming mainstream. And so there's a couple things around, we need more products to make that mainstream and reach those 2 billion people. On our side, we need to continue building our portfolio of what we can offer our customers, so that we're meeting their needs, not even just today of what consumers are prioritizing of something to help support their immune health, digestive health, or joint health, but helping them prepare for the future of what's going to be that consumer need in 5 years or 10 years from now. We also need to work to further amplify our brand marketing efforts so that we're building that awareness with our brands and our ingredients and partnering with our customers. So it's that partnership and promotion, right? So that we're bringing them something that is high value, high quality, high efficacy, that they clearly see the value and want to incorporate that into their finished product. And we talk a lot about partnership and really co-creation. If I use probiotics as an example, again, years ago, probiotics were only in capsules. They were only in the supplement aisle. I mean, today you can find them in so many foods and beverages. And
Yes.
much of this has been perfected by us working with our customers to help meet their needs with our technologies, and them coming to us to say, I want to make this happen. How can we do it together? I take tea for an example. Hot beverages have always been a challenge for probiotics, but we've now, through our collaboration with customers, really perfected this. And today together have launched probiotic teas in many, many brands across the globe.
If you were, I like that idea. As a committed tea drinker, I do like that idea. Probiotics, as you've called it out, is pretty exciting, and the development of the category has been extremely exciting. If you were to, as a marketing person, think about all of the science that you could see, is there one category of science where you think this is the one I'm really excited about for the future? Could you pick out one? Is that possible? I know you got lots of science, but is it possible to pick out one?
It's hard to, let's say, pick out one, but I think what I will say is exciting for the future. It's the science itself. And
Yeah.
I think we're seeing the science move so quickly, and we're seeing consumers put more value on the science. So whether it is a probiotic, whether it is a beta glucan or an extract that supports your joint health or stress relief, the industry is always going to meet what the consumer needs from a health need state. But what I think is exciting is the science is now keeping pace with that. That we're not just putting products on the market that say they do something, but it's all smoke and mirrors. There's products that are now going onto the market that are backed by those clinical studies, and it's actually something that consumers are latching on to.
It's exciting times, Jordan, and I guess one bonus of COVID is that if we can take science more seriously in our lives than perhaps we did before COVID, that could have great benefits for us from a nutrition point of view. Jordan, thanks for being with us today. It was a
Thanks,
fabulously
Damien.
interesting interview, and we really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.